Hello and welcome to another episode of Quick Expert Reviews. Today we've got a quick review of the Data Frog S13 Controller, which in terms of the feel reminds me a lot of a Nintendo Switch Pro controller, which I actually do have in here. Maybe not in terms of the design itself, it's more of an Xbox controller, but in terms of the feel itself, I'm not sure if it's the same materials or it's nearly the same weight, which I will get on to later on. But yeah, it does remind me a lot of the Switch controller. And as you can see, I've got an Xbox controller as well, and they are slightly similar, especially the button layout. However, I have to admit that the Data Frog is very comfortable to hold. Now, the controller itself, as you can see, also supports RGB lighting, and you can actually adjust it to your liking. You can adjust the lighting to your liking. So you can have a breathe effect like I have right now, or you can set up a solid color, for example, if you want to. The controller itself and also comes with a nice short manual and quick start guide explaining on how to connect the controller, because it connects via Bluetooth or you can do a wired connection, and it works with iOS, iPhone, iPad, Android devices, tablets and phones, PC like ROG Ally, for example. I use it with ROG Ally, or a Nintendo Switch as well, which is always nice, especially knowing how Nintendo likes to limit the devices you can connect. I know they've opened the Bluetooth protocol to connect like external controllers and headphones, but it's always nice. And it actually works really well. It also supports gyro controls, so especially needed for the Nintendo Switch. As I've said, it does kind of look a bit similar to the Xbox controller. However, on top of the Xbox controller, it has a macro button and a share button. So if you want to, for example, grab a screenshot while you're playing a game or record a quick video, you can do that using the screenshot button. And then we've got the select and start, as I like to call it, which is the options buttons. You've got this nice textured grip as well on both of the sides of the controller. So it really fits well in hands and is very comfortable. Now, in terms of the weight, let me get my kitchen scale. So the Xbox controller with the batteries in weighs in at 285 grams. The Nintendo Switch Pro controller weighs in at 248 grams, and the Data Frog S13 is the lightest at only 204 grams. So very light, but very comfortable at the same time, especially nice when you use it with an Android device, for example. If you're wondering what sort of triggers the Data Frog S13 is equipped with, I'm happy to confirm that these are analog triggers. You also have Hall effect sticks. So again, considering the price of the device, which is around £25 normally, and around £11–12 if you're thinking about shipping it from AliExpress, it's very good. Now, in terms of customization, if you press and hold the macro button, you can actually change the lighting effect, so you can turn it off, for example, or you can change the color, you can change the style of the colors as well, so breathing, different colors, one solid color and so on. So I like the breathing effect. Apart from that, with the controller itself, you can also adjust the vibration. So you can adjust the vibration of the controller because you've got a gyroscope, you've got two vibrating motors. You can also adjust the dead zone itself. So if you press and hold the macro button and the left or right stick, you can adjust the dead zone of the controller without leaving the game or going into main menu and so on. So overall, again, considering the price, I think it's more than decent itself. And I know I've mentioned quite a few times how affordable it is, but we are talking about 25 or even £11 if you can get it on a deal for a controller that has Hall effect sticks, has analog triggers, has a vibration, gyroscope, works really well, especially in first-person perspective shooters, if you're a boomer like me that calls these games FPP rather than FPS. I think it's a really solid piece of kit. And you don't need any additional batteries like on Xbox controllers, for example, because it's got a normal standard Type-C port that you can just use to charge the controller itself. On top of that, it does have a 600 milliampere hour battery, so the battery does actually last quite a lot. I don't think I've charged it, and I've been testing it for quite a week. Do bear in mind, I do play about an hour and a half a day, so in my opinion, it lasts quite a lot. So yeah, thanks for watching another episode of Quick Expert Reviews, and I'll speak to you soon, guys. Bye!